A twisted creamsicle sugar cone bar is an all-natural, intensely flavored sugar rush. Perfect in contrast to a less sweet or sour specialty cocktail, a tropical fruit-blended drink, a boozy berry ice cream sundae, or as a fat and carbohydrate-rich energy source. This recipe utilizes high-quality spirits, both triple sec and Grand Marnier, to add several depths of orange flavor to the filling and sugar cone base, as well as rum used to make a homemade vanilla extract for an authentic freshly baked flavor, but most of the alcohol is cooked out of the finished bar. Other high-quality ingredients of white chocolate, fresh nuts, organic eggs, dairy, citrus fruit, natural sugars, and exotic spices are used in combination with basic baking and confectionery skills to create a unique handmade candy bar experience. The added benefit of making these unique treats with freshly roasted nuts, caramelized sugars, brown butter, and baked spices is how delicious and inviting your kitchen will smell afterwards. The technique of using a waffle iron to freshly bake a wafer originated a few hundred years ago. Egg batter sandwiched between two iron plates and cooked over an open fire or wood-burning stove, but the technique is still the same using an electrical appliance like the one shown here, and easily recognizable as a sugar cone cornet or traditional ice cream cone by the impressions made into it. If you choose to use a sugar cone or wafer that does not need to hold ice cream, the ingredients used can create different textures. Rolling a thinner wafer around a hard metal straw creates many layers instead of one or two and creates an open-ended leak-resistant tube with a center that can be filled with sauces that will be absorbed into the cookie center or remain liquid after the ends are capped in a little white chocolate and additional coatings like nuts and candy. Vanilla and orange-infused white chocolate sauce gives the naturally inherent cream soda flavor and can easily be piped into the center when it starts to firm up as it cools. I like a little extra brown sugar to add more sweetness to the cream soda edge, but a little less honey or maple syrup is tasty too. The ends of the bar are capped with a little pistachio seafoam crush so the sauce stays inside the bar, then dipped in melted white chocolate and rolled in chopped pistachio brittle before the chocolate hardens to add a sweet and chewy seafoam candy coating and finish the bar snack. Stored wrapped in the refrigerator, twisted creamsicle sugar cone bars will stay fresh for several days. To make about 2 cups of annatto seed, orange peel, vanilla bean, brown butter wafer cookie batter, or enough to make about 24 sugar cone cookies, start by grinding a spiced icing sugar of 50 grams turbinado sugar, 5 grams annatto seeds, a dried vanilla bean, and sift out any lumps. The annatto seeds add an earthy flavor, but their main purpose is to add a natural orange color to the wafer cookie, and a dried up vanilla bean in the vanilla sugar bowl adds extra vanilla spice. Then finely zest a navel orange, avoiding the bitter pith, and saute in 110 grams butter. As the orange peel fries in the butter fat, its oils are released into the butter and takes a few minutes for the butter to brown uniformly. When the butter is at its hottest, the excess moisture has evaporated and created a caramelized butter fond on the bottom of the pot. So when 5 grams or a generous teaspoon of vanilla extract is added to the mixture, it bubbles up and deglazes the bottom of the pan. This step is worth the effort to incorporate that homemade, freshly baked taste. Then beat 2 eggs and continue to mix in the spiced sugar, followed by 60 grams granulated sugar, the brown butter vanilla orange mixture, 5 grams salt, 30 grams triple sec, and 85 grams flour to create a smooth batter and refrigerate until ready to use. Then to bake the brown butter orange wafer cookies, preheat your waffle cone maker to about 300 degrees Fahrenheit, add a tablespoon of batter to the grill and close the lid. Set the timer for 2 minutes. When the batter is cooked, work quickly to roll the wafer cookie around a metal straw, pressing down on the end to help the cookie hold its shape and allow to cool. To make pistachio seafoam candy or sponge toffee, bring to a boil 200 grams sugar, 50 grams honey, and a pinch of salt. Cook to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, then add 125 grams pistachio nuts and continue to cook until the sugar mixture reaches 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Then remove from the heat to mix in 15 grams room temperature butter. Next, work quickly and carefully to mix in 5 grams baking soda, which causes a chemical reaction that makes the caramel bubble up. So careful not to get any hot sugar on your hands, and immediately pour onto a silicone or parchment lined baking sheet. When completely cool and dry to the touch, which takes at least 15 minutes, finely chop the light and airy candy into a coating for dipping. To make about 2 cups or half a kilogram of vanilla and orange infused white chocolate sauce that can be piped into the center of the sugar cones, remove the peel from a navel orange, avoiding the bitter pith, and add to a sauce pot with a split vanilla bean, 50 grams brown sugar, 200 grams high-fat cream, and an ounce of Grand Marnier. Bring the pot to a quick boil, cover with a lid, and reduce the heat to a simmer for another 3 minutes. Then turn off the heat and allow to steep for at least an hour or overnight in the refrigerator to infuse the orange peel and vanilla flavors further. To finish the filling, reheat the cream to scalding and strain out the vanilla bean and orange peel over 300 grams of white chocolate, dotted with 30 grams of cold butter on top. The butter will help temper the chocolate to avoid splitting and help the sauce set up after it is chilled. An important technique when tempering the white chocolate is to allow the cream on top of the chocolate to heat it through for about a minute so it melts evenly. Then mix vigorously without stopping until smooth. Then chill the sauce in the refrigerator to the right consistency for piping. To assemble the twisted creamsicle sugar cone bars, fill your piping bag with chilled chocolate sauce and use a Bismarck-style tip. The sauce needs to be thick enough to stay in the cookie, but a little of the sponge candy packed into the end will help trap the sauce before the ends of the cookies are capped in white chocolate and rolled in more pistachio seafoam candy. Then refrigerate the finished bars in the refrigerator for at least 15 minutes to set the chocolate before packaging.